the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks up against the
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
We'll be bringing you an interconference matchup in this one as the Mavericks are coming to town. We are near. He is a legend. Thank you, D.A. Of course, we know for a few chosen individuals, the best of the best, this is the last leg now in the race for the MVP.
That is correct, Kevin. There's been a narrative that's built all season, but sometimes the way you close out a season can ultimately decide the vote because it's the last thing in the minds of the voters. You've piled up your stats, you've tried to win as many games as possible, but a finishing kick is so important in this race.
And these players know it, don't they? I mean, they say, oh, I'm not paying attention to it, but really, I mean, come on. They're human. Of course they are, right?
They're paying attention, no doubt.
Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. They've got Paul George, D'Angelo Russell out there with Kyle Korver. Then it's Lauri Markkanen, and it's Whiteside in at the center position. Korver, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Korver's got the first points on the scoreboard for Dallas. Lauri kicks to Horford. Russell against Lauri. Now here's Hayward. Not a lot of room. Can't cash in from close range. And here's Whiteside. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. Down low. And Markkanen throws it down.
There's a real knack for understanding when a guy is uncovered. And Paul George's court awareness on display right there. Beautiful.
Lauri for three. Boston again missing. Korver against Hayward. Back to George. Feeds it to Markkanen over Millsap. And it doesn't even draw iron.
Well, the defense harassing him every step of the way makes that a really tough look.
Boston again missing.
Scoreless after 4 shots. Wow.
Paul George is so versatile, Doris. He could play in any system, don't you think?
Oh, I completely concur, Kevin. This is a man who can create offense with the ball in his hands. In a secondary role, we know he can be a knockdown shooter, and we're talking about an elite NBA defender. So any team in the league could use a player like PG. I don't think any of us can forget that broken leg Paul George suffered playing for the United States national team in 2014. But what a joy, guys, to see him back and playing at an elite level.
Millsap finds Hayward. It's not going to go for him. Good work defensively by Whiteside. George looking over the floor. Tries it from the top of the key. Rebound, Boston. And Doris, you go back to the injury for Paul George. Some moments where you question whether he'd be the same player. Do you think, in your opinion, that factored into his decision to leave Indiana in search of a more competitive situation?
You know what, Kevin, I'm not sure if the injury played a part, but we know unequivocally because Paul George stated it. He wants his legacy to be about winning. And because those peak years for a star player can be fleeting, you have to appreciate the pursuit of just that.
Lauri dishes to Prince. 6 on the shot clock. In the corner, it's Hayward. Boston, no good that time either. Here's Dallas. Good momentum, 8 straight points. In the corner, George with it. And George with the stuff.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
Yeah, their last outing was a rough one. Have to be careful of falling in love with that three.
Right, exactly, Greg. When the shots from the perimeter are not falling, I think you've got to go take it inside. It's as simple as that. They never altered their game plan, and it resulted in a loss.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Prince, the pass to Millsap. To the wing right side. Lowry kicks to Millsap. From deep, Prince. Nope, not that time. Nothing for two from the field. To the inside. Here's Whiteside. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Now, here's Lowry. Can they get it? The shot off that time. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Mavericks. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2000.
My inspiration really came from my mother.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and is not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And quite a position here for the Mavericks to be in. What do you think, guys?
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
Well, the commitment is evident, and they are simply phenomenal at their aggression on the defensive end right now.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for the Celtics, we've got Hayward, Paul Millsap out there with Taurean Prince. Then there's Lowry, and it's Horford in at the 5. For the Dallas Mavericks, the last couple years, generating free throw attempts has been a problem.
Which is a shame, because when they've gotten to the line, they've been extremely accurate. But let's remember, you have a ton of jump shooters on this team, and that's a point of emphasis.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, Al Horford is a multiple all-star. And if you count his stats, you miss what he brings to the table. When you factor in his passing, his defense, his efficiency, he does all the things that help you win. Coach Brad Stevens said, Al Horford averaging 15 points a game for you is like other guys averaging 27. Devin?
The definition of a pro. Terrific guy. Thank you, D.A. Lowry kicks to Horford. From outside, off the mark.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Down low, here's Markkanen. It's rebounded by Paul Millsap.
Boy, I didn't think he had a chance of stopping that lay-in. What a gutsy defensive play.
Lowry with the ball. He's picked up by Russell. Here's Hayward. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Boy, that's just the kind of tight defense you need to play on him. Any kind of room at all, and he'll bury it.
Korver finds Russell. So many aspects go into developing, Doris, a winning team, coaching players, all the front office moves. How much do you think ownership affects that equation?
Well, I think it's absolutely critical. Leadership starts at the top down. And what kind of organization do you want? What kinds of behaviors will you tolerate? What kinds of things do you emphasize in terms of what you want your culture to be about? And to me, that starts at the top. When you look at the organizations that have great history with sustained success, it starts at the top with ownership.
I like your word culture there. That makes so much sense. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. We've got 1:18 left to play here in the second quarter. Shot clock at 6. Here's Prince. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Prince has got 4 points this quarter.
What a difference in the second quarter. His shooting, much more confidence, much more accuracy.
George with the bounce pass. Back to Russell. Shoots. Prince with the defensive effort.
The D slow to rotate, and he misses out on an easy chance from mid-range.
Three-pointer, Lowry. No good. And it's Dallas the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Celtics team. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Korver, no luck. Celtics trail by 6. Passes it to Horford. Prince kicks to Lowry. Hayward, right side. Over Korver. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Hayward's got 5 points so far.
Listen, the jumper is a key weapon for this team. When Gordon Hayward's effective with it, their offense becomes more efficient. Simple.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
From the get-go, it was Dallas who came out strong. A smoldering performance for them early as they shut down everything defensively and were clicking on offense, going 10-0 to start. At the end of one, they were still first. That's all for now.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Hassan Whiteside really making a difference here.
And night after night, man, it just becomes common to watch him rip through teams, and that's exactly what we saw there in the first half.
You know, Greg, I think the thing you admire is the incredible level of consistency. This guy is a fantastic player, but he also puts in a ton of energy. Absolutely tremendous.
On the floor right now for the Mavericks. Paul George is out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then there's Kyle Korver. Then there's Whiteside. And it's Russell in at the point. Lowry inside the line. Misses off the left iron. Dallas leading by 4. Outside, George. That one's not going to go. Prince with the defensive effort. Boston shooting only 21% from the field so far. It's tipped. Here's Millsap. Markkanen pulls it in. Markkanen's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
There's the triple. And it's Lowry with the rebound.
That's a big donut, folks, here. Start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
And last year, the Celtics appearing in the Eastern Conference Finals for the 35th season.
Simply incredible, Kevin. The most in the East by far. The Sixers and Pistons are a distant 2nd and 3rd. And the way this front office has constructed this roster, expect that total to rise in the coming years. Boy, you can't buy a bucket. Shut out completely so far, and yet they're still ahead.
Yep, it goes. And the Dallas lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Hayward. Russell kicks to Markkanen. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Russell high post. Millsap's there. And it's Russell missing. And here's Hayward. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. And the 3-ball is good.
Well, what timing from Gordon Hayward. So confident when it comes to pulling up in the defense's face. That's really nice.
Here's Whiteside. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Whiteside's got 7 points.
Boy, what great body control you saw there. Laying it up and in despite having the defense draped all over him.
Millsap against George. Horford dishes to Hayward. It's Prince on the wing. Shoots over Markkanen. The Mavericks pull it in. They can look forward to the Quicken Loans Arena after this game in a matchup against Cleveland. That puts them squarely in the middle of this 5-game road trip.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
To the inside, here's Hayward. Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
We know this about Gordon Hayward. He can score from three, he can get to the mid-range, and he can score if you allow him that kind of interior position.
Right side, the pass to Russell. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Lowry from outside. It's rebounded by Dallas. Whiteside's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. George. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Three-pointer, Lowry. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Whiteside's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Korver finds George. Now, here is Russell. Over Lowry. No good there.
Hey, you just sit down in the stance and refuse.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. It's the Celtics up by 1. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Hayward out there with Lowry. Then it's Torian Prince. Then there's Paul Millsap. And it's Horford in at the 5 down low. That's who's in the game for the Celtics.
And Millsap, for his size, a pretty good rim protector.
Lowry kicks to Millsap. The pass to Horford. And that's a foul called on Lauri Markkanen. That is his first foul of the game. Horford in the post. He's covered by Whiteside. Fader on the way. It's hauled in by George. George has got 4 rebounds in this game. Inside. And Markkanen gets it to go on the assist by George. And now a 3-point Maverick lead. Lowry passes to Horford. Back to Lowry. Jacks up a 3. The shot misses. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. And George kicks to Russell. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. Boston shooting around 24%. Not a good showing here. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Lowry dishes to Millsap. On its way from Hayward for 2. Drops one in from the wing. Hayward's got 9 points now in just the second half. Russell finds George. A baseline J, and a little luck that time, but it drops. And the Mavericks lead by 3.
To me, you've got to stay attached to D'Angelo Russell, especially when he's in those in-between areas.
Horford the pass to Millsap. It's deflected. The 3 from Korver. Rebound, Gordon Hayward. And so it's Hayward with it. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. To the middle, outside for Lowry. Celtics passing it around, and Hayward with the stuff.
Kevin, don't you love that Gordon Hayward demanded the basketball in such a crucial possession? He has really matured.
Russell against Lowry. Pass to Whiteside. Shot clock at 6. Here's Russell. He doesn't hit that one. Good work defensively by Millsap. Russell against Lowry. To take the lead. Yes! And the foul. That one on George.
And he's just putting the team on his back when he's needed most.
Don't you just love to see that confidence when taking these big shots? Well, you knew he was going to come through there. The more that's riding on it, the better he seems to be.
Dallas calls timeout. They trail by 2. There's 53 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Gordon Hayward.
And he's grabbed this game with both hands and just never let it go. I mean, he scored a huge percentage of their points. He hadn't been the main guy for them. He's been the only guy for them.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I heard Rick Carlisle during that last break talking with the team. He said, this is what we play for, fellas. Let's knock them on their heels right out of the timeout. Show them how much you want it. Go get it. He really is fired up about this game.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
Exactly what you want from the talented Hayward, the kind of poise that makes him a big shot maker.
And the Mavericks call time here. They trail by 4. 27 seconds left in the game. Seconds left in the fourth. Here's George. Count it! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And Kevin, you can see Paul George is locked in right now. Big-time shots demonstrate his elite level in the NBA.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
He knew what was riding on those foul shots and didn't mess around, making this a 2-possession game.
And this is not a time to be patient with the basketball.
No, you've got to act quickly here. I mean, look for the quick score and either a fast foul or a steal. No options.
And so both free throws are good. And it's a 6-point ball game.
Never a doubt on those free throws, and their lead is even more secure.
17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Russell kicks to Corver. It's good! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
My goodness, Kevin, the poise, the trust you can put in Kyle Korver. Big-time delivery.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
Boy, now it's just a matter of getting to that final whistle. Those free throws should wrap this up.
Pass to Markkanen. Korver kicks to Russell for the 3. Wow, drew the contact, and that 3 almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws. Paul Millsap picks one up.
And Markkanen is a perfect candidate for that stretch 4. Outstanding at pulling the trigger from deep and not afraid to go inside and bang with the other bigs.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They lead by 2. 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
Well, let's remember, this guy was part of Team USA that went on to win gold in Rio. And if you remember, Coach K called Lowry the team's unsung hero. Very high praise for Kyle.
And so it's Boston scraping by with the win. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it.